Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Kistler O'Brien Podcast. I'm Tyler Trumbauer with Kistler O'Brien Fire Protection as we get set for our April 2021 episode of the KOB Podcast. We want to thank you all who have tuned in for this month's episode. If you missed any of our previous ones, be sure to check them out on YouTube or our audio-only version, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. We got a good one for you today to kind of introduce a little something new here at KOB. We're going to talk sprinkler, not new to us, but in a new location. And we're going to do that with our new sprinkler manager for the Delaware Valley area, Jason Axe, joining us here on the KOB podcast. Jason, thank you for joining us today and appreciate you giving us a few minutes of your time.
Thanks for taking the time to meet with me.
Absolutely, sir. So, folks, as I mentioned at the start here, brand new offerings and services down in our Westchester office in the Delaware Valley servicing area with the implementation of a sprinkler department down there. One of our most robust and experienced departments we've had based out of Bethlehem, now just enhancing our offerings with that in the Delaware Valley. And we'll get to what all that means in just a little bit in today's episode. But Jason, obviously, I want to just start a little bit about you and introducing you to our audience here on the KOB podcast. You are an experienced individual in the life safety industry, fairly new to Kistler O'Brien, but not new to this game. You have been in this industry for years. Can you tell us a little bit more about you, what you have done and accomplished in this field, and then bringing you here to KOB now?
Sure. So when I think about life safety, I'll say I think I started in life safety probably 2000, I think it was 2005. I joined the Sellersville Volunteer Fire Department as kind of I wanted to serve in some aspect, I guess is what drove me to it. But I quickly realized that it was something that I really enjoyed, I really liked, got really involved with. And actually through that, I met an individual who got me into fire protection through a guy who worked in extinguishers and the AFS kitchen systems, things like that, got me kind of rolling. Over the years, I have worked in just about every aspect of fire protection. Like I said, I did work in the AFS area. I did work in some extinguishers. I worked in a lot of alarm service, being a part of an on-call for alarm. But I probably spent a good chunk of time, and I spent a lot of energy in the sprinkler area. That's kind of where I feel comfortable, and I think my expertise is in the sprinkler field. So I've been in the sprinkler field for a little over 11 years now, and I have loved it. I started actually as an entry-level guy, and I worked my way through the ranks. At my previous employer, I was the alarm and sprinkler inspection department supervisor, is what I did there. It was a neat opportunity, and it was exciting to work my way through the ranks to kind of see where I could get myself. Through the years, I did accomplish a couple different things in certifications and stuff like that. So I have multiple NICETs, backflow, things like that I've achieved over the years.
Great. And obviously someone that has garnered those years of experience and, as you said, worked your way up now. And now this opportunity here, you're the manager of the newly created sprinkler division in this new hub coming out of the Westchester office. How excited are you for this new division and for you to be leading this new endeavor with Kistler O'Brien?
So it's funny because when I think back to when I got the phone call that, Kistler was seriously, wanting to meet with me and talk to me. And I think about, it's funny. I felt like kind of a kid on Christmas morning, to be honest with you. I was really excited about it, and then learning what the opportunity could be as we worked out a lot of the kinks and bugs and kind of where we were going with things. But it was exciting. I felt good as a person knowing that what I offered was good enough to be put into a position like this. And I felt very fortunate that Kistler O'Brien saw the value in me and was willing to bring me in to start this new endeavor together. So it was, like I said, not to make light of it, but I was pretty excited. So
no, that's amazing. And I think glad to hear that, the enthusiasm and the excitement to be creating something new and being part of the Kistler O'Brien family is tremendous to hear at any level and any opportunity. And I'm sure that was enhanced with it being a whole new division out of our Westchester office. And as we, mentioned before, Kistler O'Brien, no stranger to servicing sprinkler systems. As you've come to know now, Jason, working with that team based out of Bethlehem, and then obviously now with the new hub out of the Westchester office, our sprinkler system technicians are some of the best in the business with their certification levels and their years of experience and their wealth of knowledge. So what can customers, our current customers, or potential new customers throughout the greater Delaware Valley area expect as far as new changes that they can come accustomed to now that we have these offerings with this new division at the Westchester office?
So I'd like to say there's not going to be any change. And the reason I say that is because you're going to still get that same high level of experience, high quality of a technician that that Kistler O'Brien's been known for years. The benefit with this is you're going to have a dedicated group of individuals that are our main goal is to service the Delaware Valley area. And that includes South Jersey, that includes Delaware, that includes parts of Maryland. That's our focus. You're also going to get individuals that are from that area. And one of the benefits with that is quicker response times to things that may be in need of. With opening up another service division, you're going to have more flexible scheduling. So it's going to help us be able to service the customer quickly and more efficiently overall. But one of my goals is the hope that there isn't a whole lot of noticeable change, that it's kind of a smooth transition from one big sprinkler division to breaking it up into two different divisions. So, obviously with this, I do want to see us get better, not just the Delaware Valley, but the Lehigh Valley included. And I think this is a really good starting point for that. And I think we can build on this and become better than ever.
Certainly. And I think maybe just to pivot a bit on my previous question to try to figure out how exactly, if you reach your goal of there being no noticeable difference, just enhancements, if you will, as you outlined, with better service times and more locally sourced operations down in the Delaware Valley. The sprinkler department we have now, we've lauded it thus far. How are they helping with that transition? Because like you said, you're breaking into two from one huge department based out of Bethlehem. Mm-hmm. What kind of transition is that like, both internally and then externally for the customers that say we're in Maryland or South Jersey that were sprinkler customers of Kistler O'Brien already. Now they're going to be serviced out of the hub in Westchester, but still part of that. How does all of that flow kind of maybe even behind the scenes a bit?
So it's been a group effort between the new Delaware Valley division and the Lehigh Valley division, and it's definitely been a team effort to put everything together and to kind of get our ducks in a row. The existing sprinkler department couldn't have been better. I was extremely impressed when I first started with meeting the guys and getting to know them, getting to know the experience levels, the certification levels. I was genuinely blown away by that. And those that aren't in the industry I don't think always understand, but some of the certifications that we carry aren't the easiest to get. They're not something that just anybody can stroll off the street and get. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time to get the experience, to spend the time learning code, to accomplish those certifications, and to see the number of technicians out of the Lehigh Valley with those was impressive to me. and let me really know that this is a company that's driven to be the best, and something I definitely want to be a part of. So, if you're currently being serviced by a technician that's out of the Lehigh Valley, in a lot of cases, you're still going to have that same technician. Actually, currently, I am borrowing 2 of the Lehigh Valley technicians just to kind of help get started as far as the manpower needs are concerned down in Delaware Valley. And then the other 2 guys that I have currently down in the Delaware Valley are actually been trained through the Lehigh Valley technicians. So right now, it almost feels like one and the same as far as the technicians. Any technicians that are going to be taking over a customer, we're making sure that a previous technician is there with them. And a lot of cases with some of our bigger customers, we're going to leave the existing technician that's been taking care of those customers on that customer. So that it's easier for everybody, and we make sure the customer gets exactly what they need.
Tremendous. So you're either getting the same person or at least the same level of service because they're being trained by those highly seasoned, very experienced and industry certified technicians that they were getting service from before. So great to hear on that front. And from what I could tell, things are going well and will continue to blossom from here on that. And obviously, let's talk a little bit more about that Westchester office. Folks think about Kistler O'Brien, Lehigh Valley based, currently centered in Bethlehem, has been in the Lehigh Valley since its inception nearly 90 years ago, but has had branch offices all over the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We had Steve Schneider on an earlier podcast episode, and he told us about a bunch of offices. I think we had one out in the State College area, just kind of all over the Commonwealth. Currently, we have outside of the headquarters in Bethlehem, an office in Reading, and then another one in Westchester where the Del Val Sprinkler Hub will be. So for folks that maybe don't even really know about that office, what else happens there, or what other local operations that customers can get service from based out of that office?
So currently there's a great group working out of the Westchester office, and it's what we call our standard products division. And standard products covers everything from extinguishers to some of the engineered systems that you'll see in kitchen systems. Kitchen systems is a good example. And they do everything from emergency lights, exit signs, inspecting and testing those. They do fire training. There's a whole lot of neat things that are on the horizon and happening right now with the fire training aspect of things, which is a big thing, and I think it's a pretty awesome thing to have. The other thing they offer there right out of the Westchester office is you can stop by and have your extinguisher inspected. If you're a small company and maybe you've only got 3 extinguishers, maybe it's better just to drive one over there and have one of those guys take a look at it and inspect it right there for you. You can walk in anytime from 7:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday to have that done as well. So, like I said, a great group. Speaking of highly, experienced, certified in the sprinkler department, you've got equally, impressive amount of experience, in our standard products division, not just Westchester, but of course Bethlehem and out in Reading as well.
Certainly, and I think that is a great tidbit right there about being able to have that walk-in inspection service. That's something that you may not get from other providers that may not be, hey, right down the street or a quick 10-minute drive from your business. They need to dispatch a technician potentially 30 minutes to an hour, where we are right there in your neighborhood. Very good point, sir. And I want to touch back before I move forward on something you mentioned earlier about how you're borrowing some technicians from the Bethlehem team to help launch the Westchester Delaware Valley hub of sprinkler. Does that mean there are some open positions on your team? And I mean, I know at Kistler O'Brien, we have several open positions right now. As someone that is, speaking from the position of a manager in this newly created hub, but also someone that is a new employee of Kistler O'Brien, what would you speak on about, a company joining Kistler O'Brien that has, I think last check, 8 open positions, if not more, throughout the company? And then obviously as an individual who's building a team currently too.
Yeah, so I've been very impressed with everything going, from the beginning to now, with my experience as a new employee. I couldn't have asked for a friendlier group. It's definitely a difficult time to be a new employee because it's in the age of COVID, we're not walking around and meeting everybody in the office and shaking their hand and saying, this is so and so and this is where they sit. I've been here 6 months and there's still people that I haven't met yet, but everybody that I have has done a tremendous job of making me feel welcome. So it's a bigger company, but they haven't lost that kind of personal feel as well. So it's one of the main things that kind of decided for me to take the jump and to join the KOB team. As you said, we are the company as a whole is definitely looking for help. We're looking for good people to fill a number of positions, and I guess we could direct people to the website.
Yep.
Tyler, you might know better than me where exactly that is. I know there's careers on there somewhere, but
Yep.
you could definitely get a look at those things on there. As far as what we're looking for, Westchester, Delaware Valley, for the sprinkler, I would love to bring in an experienced technician. And what I mean by experienced is preferably somebody with 1 to 2 years of hands-on experience with it. If you've got a nice set or a backflow certification, something like that, that's definitely a plus, but not necessarily required. But I'm looking for somebody with some good experience in the realm of sprinkler. And that's, even if it's just the basic understanding of it, wet sprinkler, dry sprinkler, not to get into the more technical things, and you're interested in maybe making a jump, give us a call, shoot us an email, jump on our website. We'd be loving to talk to you. In the same token, I also wouldn't be opposed to looking at somebody that is interested in maybe making a career change or starting a new career, as long as it's that right fit, and I want to find somebody who's driven, and understands the importance of life safety and fire protection, and how important it is to us as a company, but it is to our customers, and they really understand that as a whole. And I've said this for years. We can train anybody to inspect sprinkler systems or service sprinkler systems. We can't train somebody to make sure they show up to work every day, they show up on time, they show integrity and all those things that come with that. So if you're one of those people that is always early to work, doesn't miss a whole lot of time, and if asked if you stole that pen out of the supply closet, you're going to admit to it. I'd love to talk to you. We can see what options we got for you, not just within the sprinkler department, but maybe anywhere else in the company. But we are definitely looking for good help. That's for sure. And for good reasons. I think we're growing and expanding in the right areas. So we're definitely looking for people to join the team.
I think we made history there, Jason, as having the first video job posting that Kissel O'Brien has ever had, or audio only, depending on how you're consuming this podcast. Yeah. But he is correct. KOBfire.com. There is a career section. You can apply right there, include your resume, and you can see all the details about all of our open positions. You can check us out there at KOBfire.com. So Jason, I kind of want to conclude things on this. We've kind of touched on it a little bit here thus far in our conversation today, but what would be your word or message kind of to those within the Delaware Valley audience who may be watching or listening to this podcast episode? And what would be your message to them about this new hub and what it could mean for their business and their life safety needs? Because it's something that, as we have seen, is something that can be pushed to the back burner, especially during the COVID-19 era, and trying to save money and the financial constraint that businesses have been on. What can this division do for them? What would be your message to those business owners?
So it's definitely, I would encourage not to neglect any aspect of your fire protection, life safety as a whole. We're a company, and we obviously know the pains of everything that everybody's experienced in the past year and a half. It hasn't been an easy time to be a business owner, to be in business operations. A lot of tough decisions, but one that I would definitely say is not really one of the ones that should be on the chopping block is anything to do with your life safety and your fire protection. And if you are looking, for a new fire protection provider, look us up. We got a great sales staff. We're willing to listen to you and understand your needs and your concerns and everything. As far as what you're going to get from the Delaware Valley Sprinkler Division is a guarantee that you're going to have somebody that cares about what they're doing. And like I said, I've been in the industry for a while, and I understand how it works, and I understand when you have a good technician, a good company, when you've got a not so good company and a not so good technician. And one of the things I can say, and this has been kind of even my own experience in just my quick 6 months here, that we view fire protection or our customers life safety. It's more than just a slogan. It's more than just a tag to us. You'll see companies out there advertising things about the tag, and in the industry there's always the ongoing joke that somebody will say, "Oh, just throw a tag at it," and that's something you're not going to get from us. You're going to get somebody who knows what they're doing, number one, who has experience to back it up. And you're going to get a company behind that technician that comes out to do that work, that supports that technician to be the best that they can be, and to take it for what it is. And it's life safety at the end of the day. It really boils down to that. And it's just too important to neglect, really, to be honest.
Great point. And simply put, our work makes your work safer. And I think everyone on the KOB team takes pride in that and understands that what we do day in and day out saves lives and makes everyone else's workplaces that much safer for them to conduct their business. Well, I think our business here today is concluded, Jason, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes of your day to talk to us. I know you've been a very busy individual in just your 6 months here with Kistler O'Brien and trying to hit the ground running to build this new division and get it from the ground up as you're transitioning some new individuals and bringing some from Bethlehem to help grow the coverage area and enhance our services in the greater Delaware Valley area. But we appreciate your time today, and thanks for shedding some light on this new division that we're excited to launch here at Kistler O'Brien.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we want to thank you, our audience, for tuning in for today's episode. We appreciate your support all these months. If you missed any of our previous episodes, be sure to check us out on YouTube. That's Kistler O'Brien Fire Protection. Give us a like and a subscribe as well. Or you can listen to any of our episodes audio only on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast. So that'll do it for us for this month's episode of the KOB Podcast. Once again, we thank you all for tuning in. I'm Tyler Trumbauer for Kistler O'Brien Fire Protection. We'll talk to you next time.